Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. I tell you what, today is going to be a fabulous day. In fact, it already is a fabulous day. So please relax, enjoy yourself, allow that chair, that couch, that Barca lounger to support you, and just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Here we go.
Join us weekdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our CSL daily live shows, as well as Saturday at 10 a.m. for our guided meditation. Please check the banners on the homepage for show topics, as well as below here on the webpage. Please make sure to set aside time on Wednesday morning for Power of 8, beginning at 8 a.m. and experience the energy of small groups with Reverend Gail Morton. On Thursday, hit the pause button and enjoy a social hour with Reverends Cheryl and William as the hosts, Social 8s, that begins at 5 p.m. on Thursdays. Begin marking the big red X on the calendar as we begin the countdown until our special Easter service, and that will be a live stream. Dr. James Mellon, our new spiritual director, will be guiding this beautiful message on a very special day. So TikTok live streaming returns. Enjoy today's message.
And now as we move into that special time of our service, one where we declare and state the mission statement. So please join me as I say, we are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community, one that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. And now, as we slowly relax, we come to that point in our service of our meditation. So just allow yourself to be supported by your chair, by your couch, and just relax in the knowingness as you experience our time of meditation.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done and everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, and everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to this new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
There is only one life, and that life is love, is peace, is joy, is compassion. That life is God's life, Spirit's life, the universe life. And I know that that life is mine right here and right now. I align myself with those ideals of peace, love, and joy, knowing everything that Spirit is, I am. And so, in that truth and knowingness right here and right now, I state my truth. That I see love everywhere that I go. Through the interactions of all around me, I see that love expanding. I see the joy and happiness. I see life unfolding perfectly in all instances, knowing that the Spirit of love, that action that God is mine right now, is yours right now. That truth I proclaim right now. I see the love and joy regardless of my inner thoughts. I align my thoughts right here and right now with that divine truth that only love is unfolding. My actions, my work, my playtime is nothing less than Spirit unfolding perfectly. And in that revelation of truth, I state and proclaim my joy, my happiness, my gratitude for the awareness of the truth of all life. And so, in that gratitude, I release my word to the law of mind, knowing it is perfectly done right here and right now. And together we say, and so it is.
Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way. And your love will light my way. And your joy will light my way. And your peace will light my way. And your truth will light my way. Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. It's great to be back in front of you all. Have a great service. Here's a little song for you. Quando sei lontana, sogno l'orizzonte, manca le parole. Io so che luce una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei, tu con me, sulle finestre mostrai tutti i miei cuori che hai acceso, chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Con te partirò, paesi che io non mai veduto e vissuto con te, adesso sì li vivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari che io lo so, non esistono più, con te io li vivrò. Stranded alone on a sea of emotion, you found me. Your love was a light in the darkness, it shone so profoundly. Stay with me, stay. I won't be afraid. You are my breath, the air I breathe. You are my inspiration, sulle finestre, the song of my heart, and I will always be with you. I will go with you.
This is where you get to step into your power. You get to practice spirituality. This is the time for the offertory. And what we know is that when we want to receive, we must give. And so we've been giving to you all week long. And now is your opportunity to step into that power to make the universe work in the reciprocity of giving and receiving. Because what we know from a spiritual practice is when you hold on out of fear, then you close off that flow. So there are many ways here for you to give. You can press one of those buttons. You can always call the center. You can text, multiple ways of doing it. But let that prosperity flow to you in a state of gratitude. So as you get ready to give, let us just I'm going to bless this giving and bless you and bless everyone. So this is what I know. I know that spirit flows through each and every one of us. And so as we give from a place of gratitude, from that consciousness of abundance, the universe says yes and brings back to us, pressed down and overflowing. So I know that with each giving, each penny, each dollar, each $100 that is going out into the universe, coming here to this center, we are touching lives. We are changing lives one heart at a time. You are changing lives one heart at a time through your giving. Thank you so much.
Good morning once again. So one of my favorite talks that we were able to do at the center over the period of years is called Pick a Page. And I'm in the sanctuary now and there's nobody here. So it looks like I have to play by myself today, but I want to do Pick a Page. I like the randomness of that and I like the spontaneity of doing talks like that. So I'm going to play Pick a Page. So I hope you enjoy the journey today. So the first thing I do is I take my Science of Mind textbook and I go like this. I just go like this, random, and I pick a page and I land wherever my, wow. Okay, here we go. Do you suffer from headaches? There's a whole chapter in the Science of Mind textbook about how physical manifestations are the result of mental problems. Mental, got that? The mental causes. So I happen to turn to headaches. Here we go, I'll read it. Confused, worried, anxious, tense thoughts can produce a congestion in the head. Those who worry over small things and think they are subject to the conditions which surround them often suffer from headaches. But a realization of the vitalizing power of spirit through the entire body quickly removes tension and brings a sense of relaxation to the body. Back of nearly every discord or disorder, there is some subjective complex or mental knot that needs to be untied. Do you suffer from headaches? You know what that means. If we're suffering from headaches, there's spiritual cause. The reason for that may be that we are confused and that we're looking at this, that the appearances of something are taking precedent over our understanding of spiritual principle. As soon as we begin to untie ourselves from the appearances of something and see them as spiritual events unfolding for some purpose, as soon as we untie ourselves and move into that realization, the quicker we're going to allow ourselves to move into physical manifestation of healing. Now, okay, so I'm going to say this. Dr. Holmes always says, you know, pill or prayer, and I say pill or prayer or a combination of both. So I have to not only untie myself, but truthfully for me, I might just pop a Tylenol in the process. And for me, that's some sort of a stimulant that says, okay, you're a mess. Now let's clean this up. And I have to look at what needs to be untied. So when I'm in a tension-filled place and I feel the headache coming on, and I don't know about you, but I've experienced this before, where I know it's coming on. I'm like, uh-oh, here it comes. And I realize that I'm not stopping the activity which is causing the problem to continue, then I am part of its manifestation continuing on. So when I'm beginning to feel some physical discomfort and I don't take steps to back away from that situation physically and emotionally, then I'm going to continue experiencing those things. So it's necessary for us when we have things like that to look at what is happening that's causing this in my life. Now, That's not just headaches. I'll expand it a little bit even further. It's any kind of physical disorder, any kind of physical problem with our body. Something flying in front of any kind of physical. I'm seeing things. Oh no, what happened to you? No. So any kind of physical disorder usually has something associated with the outside appearance of something. I mean, there are times when my stomach is in knots, but I know it's in knots because I put the knots there through my own activity or lack thereof, or through my misunderstanding of a situation, or through just allowing myself to stress out and not manage the stress in a physical way either. So one of the things I'm going to tell you is one of the finest things I have learned over the past several years. When I'm beginning to feel those kind of manifestations, I have to make sure not only do I back out, but I schedule myself for a walk. Just to go on a walk, a little power walk, something to release this body, this energy that's in my body that needs to let go. I don't want it to go through my head. I don't want it to go through my intestines. What I want to do is I want to actually just walk it off. Walk it off, all right? Next one, pretend you're in the audience and say, okay, Reverend Joe, Dr. Joe, pick a page. And ready, here we go. All right, what do we have? Under causes and conditions, page 189. Truth knows no opposites. When we take away the belief in evil, the belief that the outward appearance is the same as the inner reality, evil flees. We must continually remind ourselves of the power of the word and our ability to use it. We must know that truth produces freedom because truth is freedom. Our work will best be done in quiet expectancy and calm confidence. The results rest in the eternal law of good. Reverend Marion would have picked that, don't you think? I can just see her picking that one because that was always her big thing. She would talk about expectancy and calm confidence. She would always say that to me. I wonder why. Maybe because those are the things I lack at times, and maybe you lack them at times, that calm confidence. Instead, we get all bunched up and start thinking about things we really don't want to expect to happen, but we do the what if scenarios. You know, truth knows no opposites. If we know that success is ours, if we know that health is ours, if we know that loving relationships are ours, then we don't have to have a debate with anything like its opposite. It's when we give its opposite entrance into our consciousness is when we begin to have the debate, and that's when we lose our sense of direction, our spiritual direction. Recently, and I would say over the past couple of years, especially the past year in this whole COVID thing that we've been experiencing, if I take the opportunity not to dwell on the sickness, I can see possibilities of growth on the other side. The second I start to dwell on and watch the TV and watch all the statistics and get buried in them, not just educate, but immerse. The second I immerse myself in something like that, the second I give up my spiritual balance. And when that happens, I know that that ship is going to be very rough. The waters are going to be rough sailing through that emotion and that time frame. So that idea of calm confidence. Can you close your eyes and just know that with a sense of great expectancy and calm confidence, that whatever is happening in your world right now and the world around us, that we are sailing through it to something else, which is for our highest and best good, which will ultimately be the law of good and freedom unfolding. We may have had times recently when we felt constricted and that we weren't able to do things. Let's just see those knots just removing themselves and untying ourselves from the bondage of those appearances into what we know is the truth of our being. In every way, shape, or form, financially, relationships, your health, your creativity, whatever it is, I want you to see yourself untying the shackles of fear and misunderstanding and lack of spiritual principle, and see yourself moving into that place where you accept all of these things that are happening as a greater good unfolding. All right? Next one. If you were here, you'd yell, stop. Oh no, this is when I don't, can I turn another page? All right, this whole particular part, I'm on page 147, is about the prodigal son. I do remember, many of you don't remember this, but I don't know if you remember, Reverend Laura attempted to leave us many years ago. Many of you were on for this. She went to a church in Newport, whatever, Costa Mesa, wherever that is, on the coast. She decided she was going to go there on Sundays instead of go here, and she took a job and a position in leadership at this church in Costa Mesa. And eventually, my prodigal daughter, I called her, she returned to us. And of course, I made her feel extremely guilty no, I didn't. We accepted her back with loving arms because we knew that part of the prodigal journey is to go out on your own and do whatever you'd like to do and then go back home if you like. Or either you've created a new home or you go back to the one you enjoyed. So the prodigal son, here we go. The prodigal son remained a prodigal as long as he chose to do so. When he chose to return to his father's house, he was greeted with outstretched hands. How many times has the prodigal in your life tried to return, not to an outstretched hand, but you went, get out? Did you really come from a place of love? You know, if someone walks out of your life, do you have to slap them when they show back up? How about if we were just to love somebody who comes in and out of our life at times, allow them to go on their spiritual journey? I kind of was glad that now Dr. Laura went on that path. Because now when she came back, she had a new appreciation for the work that we do here in our community and the love that she had within our own spiritual walls here and the growth and the possibilities that existed here as well. It kind of reset her priorities within her own center. And she came back stronger than ever and participated stronger than ever. I know they appreciated her in Costa Mesa, but we were so glad that our prodigal daughter returned. And if you are the prodigal of someone, if you've left their lives and you feel like you want to come home, or if someone wants to come back into your life experience and you can do that in a kind and loving way, then give them the outstretched hand of forgiveness and say, this has always been your home. This is where you belong. You belong here with us. All right? Next one, pick a page. Here we go. Let me do the back of the page. All right, here we go. Okay, I don't like playing this by myself. I would rather you do this, so I can't wait till we can meet again because the ones that I'm putting my finger on are the ones that I need to hear about that I really don't want to talk about. Okay. My faith has made you whole, right? It's a scripture from Matthew 9:20. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment, for she said within herself, if I may but touch the hem of the garment, I shall be made whole. And Jesus said, it is said that Jesus was aware of her presence and turned to her with the words, thy faith has made thee whole. Not the touching of the garment. Is your faith making you whole? Or do you feel like you need to have some sort of outward touchstone or something else outside of yourself that you need to experience in order to begin the demonstration and acceptance of your healing? The whole idea that faith has made me whole says this: it doesn't require anything outside of myself to initiate my healing process except me. I don't need anything other than my consciousness, my understanding to begin a healing process and demonstration of my life. The second I become dependent upon someone else or something else to generate or create my healing is the second I've given up my spiritual authority. My faith has made me whole is saying, in my opinion, and when I read this, is saying, as long as I keep my mind spiritually centered on that which is important, I don't need to have all the outward trappings for me to connect to that inner self, which is expressing by means of a healing. I hope that makes sense. My faith has made me whole. I don't need to touch the hem of the garment. I don't need anything. What I have already will create that demonstration for me. I don't need to go on a search to find it. It's already within me. I hope that makes sense, all right? We're gonna do one more, okay? Let's see. The destructive use of the law. Man, what is this? Okay. Someone may say, I cannot imagine God not caring. I cannot either. But we are dealing with law, capital L. Does the law of electricity care whether it cooks the dinner or burns down a house? Whether it electrocutes a criminal or warms a saint? Of course it does not. Does the urge, capital U, meaning the spiritual urge, which impels people to express, care whether a man kneels in ecstasy or lies drunk in the gutter? We are dealing with a law, and it allows that, we are dealing with law, and it follows that since we are dealing with law, capital L, it will ultimately bring back to us the result of the forces which we set in motion through it. No person who is enlightened would seek to use this law destructively, for they would know that, sooner or later, the very power set in motion by them will destroy them. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Hold. Jeff, I lost a light. Are we still on? I'm sorry. We're going to have to edit that. We're dealing with law, and it follows that since we are dealing with law, it will ultimately bring back to us the result of the forces which we set in motion through it. The universe, the destructive use of the law is not the destructive use of the law, it's the use of the law destructively. The universe doesn't set out to destroy itself, and the enlightened person knows this. The enlightened person knows that I don't need to destroy anyone in my path to get to my greater good, because anything I destroy in its path, I better look behind me, because sooner or later, whatever's behind me is going to be looking for me to destroy me. So we don't want that law of cause and effect to come back to us. When we use the law, there is no law of destruction, there is no evil, there is no Satan. There is a universal law which we all tap into. And when we tap into it, we use it for however we choose to use it through the mind that the universe gave us to use. And we will define our experience by the use of that mind. And people will look at how we use that mind to actually perceive our experiences and perceive how we give into the nature of the universe. So, this law, you can't escape it. No person who is enlightened would seek to use this law destructively, for they would know that sooner or later the very power set in motion by themselves will ultimately destroy them. So let's just know that. Let's just know that the enlightened person, which you are, I know you are because you're tuning into this. The enlightened person does not seek out to destroy. They seek to pray in the greater good and experience the greater good. I don't need to walk over you to get to my good. My good already exists on the pathway of my life. What I need to do is allow myself to continue to seek, and I will find. And know that whatever I'm looking at or looking for is actually looking for me. That's one of the greatest restorative things that come to my mind. What I am seeking is actively seeking me. The peace that I am seeking is actively seeking me. What am I doing to co-create that? What am I doing to do my spiritual part in allowing that demonstration to occur in my life? That prosperity that I am seeking is seeking me. What am I doing to be creative and to generate those ideas that will ultimately bring about a prosperous life? What I'm doing in relationships is seeking me. When I'm seeking loving relationships are seeking me. Friendships, whatever they are. Whatever you are seeking is seeking you right now. So make sure that when you're talking to yourself, which we do quite often, all the time, that the things that we're talking about experiencing in our life are the things we actually want to experience. Again, we have this constant reminder, because if we don't remind ourselves, what we do is we find ourselves talking about things we don't want, and the universe thinks we're actually seeking to have that experience again. That's why I'm tired when people talk about rehashing all their old stuff. Stop telling me that story, because that story is going to repeat itself, because it sounds like you're continuing to seek pain from that story, and you will find more pain as you tell the story. Seek and ye shall find here. I love that idea. All right, one more? Should we do one more? Nope, are we good? Perfect. That's the full service. See, you got the full service Sunday right there. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody.
And now that our service is complete, I invite you to join me in a closing prayer. And so as we close our eyes and just take a moment to marinate in what we just received, the inspiration, the truth, the enlightenment, whatever that was, just to be in the energy of spirit and wisdom and love. And so as I recognize that spirit is all there is, that one power, that presence, the source of all, that which lifts us up, that which guides us rightly, that which is the allness, the wholeness that is within all. I'm so grateful to recognize and acknowledge that I am an expression of all that Spirit is. And everyone, too, is an expression of all that God is. And so as I recognize that oneness that is everywhere present, I'm so grateful to know that as we complete this wonderful, wonderful service together, that something changed, a shift in consciousness, an epiphany, something that allowed us to live life in a way where we can see the power that we have to do whatever it is we choose to do, and knowing that the universe supports us every step of the way. And so with so much gratitude in my heart for all who have gathered here today, just knowing that everything is expanding for our greater good to be made manifest and lived into and realized as we acknowledge the Spirit, acknowledge the wholeness, acknowledge the divine that we are. And so knowing a beautiful week for everybody, I'm just grateful to see our lights are shining brightly from our hearts to all beings as we embrace all of life with an open and receptive heart. And so knowing in my heart that everything truly is unfolding in its right and perfect way, I release my word as law, knowing it is done, and so it is. Have a great week. Bye-bye.